Hey, I think we're ready to start. Let me get these bangs. I always hate how my bangs look in these videos. Jessica, it's probably you that's watching. So you can enjoy. So let me get this thing going here. All right, well, here we are. We are at class 4B. We are moving through the material and very quickly getting to the head of everything. And what we're going through is what we call new consultant training. And so these classes are laying the groundwork for you. They're empowering you to begin to build a successful business. And this really is the foundation. If you get these things and go back and watch them again and practice them, I just want to say over and above that you will really be able to build a successful business. It's just going to happen. And there will be other opportunities as you get this down to take it to the next level and to fine tune things and finesse a little bit. But really, truly, what you're learning here in these classes are the crux of what you need to really build a successful business. And not only that, but to have fun in your Mary Kay business. So what we're going to do is continue on from last week. I mentioned that one of the things that women ask me a lot or feel nervous about initially can be foundation shade matching. It's totally new, and most of us have never practiced doing that, and we struggle a little bit to get our own shade right. And so that can be a little bit intimidating for some women. And so I wanted to cover a couple documents that can really help you with this. But let me say this first of all, don't stress about it. If you guess a shade, and what I always do is put a little bit out, I have them test it their face. Usually I'm doing liquid. So they test it and have them blend that small little dot all the way in as if they were for sure going to wear it. And then we can see, does it meld with their skin or does it not? If you're not sure, sometimes just trying one other one on the other side makes it very obvious. Like, oh yeah, no, that's not good, but that one looks great. So don't be afraid to compare it to another shade, and don't feel bad if the first shade isn't right. Like, it's not a big deal. And how much more awesome is it to admit, yeah, that's not good, and just be upfront. And then they know that you're not lying. You're not just trying to make them feel good. You're being real. So I just want to say that, relax and just work with it, and you will be totally fine. So let's take a look at this shade matching charts that I had sent you. And the first thing I want you to take a look at is the foundation shade matching. Foundation shade matching document. So pull up the foundation shade matching document and let's look at this. It says finding the right shade. First, ask these 3 questions. Do you burn easily? If they answer yes, then likely they have a pink undertone. So that's a good thing to know. Knowing their undertone is important. That's the key with especially liquid foundations. So the second question would be, do you burn and then tan? And if that's the case, then likely they have a yellow undertone. And then the third, if they tan easily, just straight up tan, then they likely have an olive undertone. And you can identify their undertone through those questions. And this is a good guideline for that. So then scroll to the next page and it says, look at the foundation shade. And the foundation shade undertone chart for the liquid foundations, once you know if they're pink, olive, or yellow, then this chart can help you. And so take a look at the left side where it says category, ivory, beige, bronze. So they're in either an ivory, a beige, or a bronze. And then if the ivory person burns and then tans, and she has the yellow undertone, she's either ivory 2 or ivory 4. If it's a beige girl and she has a yellow undertone because she burns and then tans, she's a beige 1 or a beige 2. Then olive undertone for ivory would be a 5. Olive undertones for beiges are 4, 6, and 7. And then the pink undertones are ivory 1, 3, 6, and 7, and beige 3, 5, and 8. So you can look right there. And then of course it goes into the bronze shades as well. But that way, as you're looking at her, if she's telling you that she's a pink undertone and she's pretty fair, now you've narrowed it down to 4 choices instead of 7. And obviously Ivory 1 and Ivory 7 are going to be different in darkness. So you really have a lot that you can go off of with that. So you'll see, decide if she's ivory, beige, or bronze, and then find the column with her correct undertone. For example, if she is a light ivory with a pink undertone, you'd give her 1, 3, or 6. So now you've way narrowed it down. And if you do try 2 shades, 2 out of 3, you're most likely to get hit the right one in there. So that's really helpful. Let's go to the next page there where it says finding the right shade. You can use the foundation finder tool. I'm not a fan. It's a tool, but I don't think it typically is accurate, so that's not something I use. And so those last 2 pages, you know, take them or leave them. If it works for you, that's great, but I am not personally a fan of it. So let's go from there to the liquid foundation cheat sheet. Liquid foundation cheat sheet. This can be really handy as well for remembering what the undertones are. So there's Ivory 1 and it has a pink box next to it. The Ivory 2 has a yellow. Ivory 3 has a pink. So if you want to kind of see the shades, here is another way to look at them and to see what are the olive, what are the yellow, and what are the pink, and then more of the gold or brown tones for the bronze. So this is just a fun little cheat sheet you can use if you're more of a color and visual person. This could be really helpful for you. So that cheat sheet is there for you. And then lastly, grab the Foundation Formula Benefits document. Foundation Formula Benefits document. And this just compares the benefits of the different kinds and the appropriate skin type that it's for. So you'll see under skin type for normal to dry people, the foundation recommendation is Luminous Wear Liquid Foundation. It gives them a luminous or a dewy finish, and the benefits are it visibly reduces the appearance of pores, fine lines, wrinkles. It is a moisturizing complex with skin-loving jojoba that delivers lasting comfort and hydration. So it gives you some really good details to describe. Then there's a combination to oily skin and the recommended ones for them, and then ones for all skin types. So again, it gives you an idea and just a cheat sheet to use as you're working with women if they want recommendations. Some women know what they like. They're like, I want full coverage and I want matte. Give it to them. Whatever their skin type is, give them what they like. But if they're wanting recommendations, if they're open or they're not used to working with foundation or base, that can be really helpful. So these are resources to tuck into your business bag to help you as you're matching people, as you're working with foundations at those appointments. And again, remember, keep practicing, keep working on it. You will be fine. No one has ever walked out of a party on me if I had to try 3 shades on them. And I have. So there's a little bit of help for shade matching. And then I did forget, there's one more document, the Robert Jones conversion chart. And this helps you move from product to product with the different shades. So if you look at the Robert Jones conversion chart, it'll show you, okay, if the Time-Wise liquid foundation shade they wear is, say, Ivory 1, then the loose mineral powder foundation is going to be Ivory 0.5 as you go across. The loose powder, the sheer mineral pressed powder, the creamed powder. So that sheet is a little bit out of date. Probably needs to be updated, but it gives you an idea of how to move from product to product. So that's a really handy resource too that you can utilize for your shade matching. All right, so now let's go back to a document we've looked at several times, the Serve tracking sheet. I did attach this to the email again. I think you've had it at least once, if not twice before. So if you can't tell, or if you're not sure, I really am passionate about you using this sheet from the beginning of your business. It gives so much clarity. It gives us something to work off of, and it just really makes your business stay simple. So if you can grab that Serve sheet, I want to look at this real quick. It's so helpful if you start using this right away. And it helps you to be able to run your business from one sheet of paper. You have your schedule there, you have people to follow up with, you have people to walk the process with right here on a single piece of paper. So from month to month, what's cool is you can even keep them in a binder. And so like I keep mine in my binder. So I have 6 to 8 months worth of the contacts and the bookings and the appointments I've held and the people I've facialed and the people I've shared the opportunity with right here in front of me. And I can look through it every week and just see, who do I need to follow up with? Or when a promotion happens, who did I talk to 6 months ago that I need to revisit with? So that is really, really cool. So let's look at the serve tracking sheet, and I want to remind you how this works exactly. So on this spot here, this is where your phone calls go. So as you're making phone calls or sending texts or Facebook messages or emails, you are filling in a bubble for every contact that you make, every time you reach out. And then you are marking accordingly whether they say yes or no, if they don't call you back, or if you have to call them back. It's just a spot to jot down the results that you're going to get. And on average, if you fill this section up, you'll have 10 appointments scheduled. That's pretty cool. As you actually get them scheduled, then you're moving them over here. So you have your bookings, weekly bookings for each week of the month. So if she books for the first week of May, you're writing her in here on the line, filling that in for the month. So you can see how many bookings do you have, how many bookings do you need, and all of that. And then as somebody cancels, I just cross them off right on here. So I can even see at the end of the month how many of my appointments canceled, how many held. You can learn a lot through that. But as you actually hold these bookings that you schedule, then you start writing their names on the line and you start filling them in with their name and filling in the numbers. And that helps you to see how many new women did you actually work with that month. It's always the new. If I, do a facial with her in April and then I hold her follow-up appointment in May, she stays on the April sheet. I don't add her in on my May sheet also. As you'll see, and if you're looking at the serve sheet, it has her name, it has the date that you met her, and then as you go across, there's the follow-up date, the career chat date, and the guest at success meeting. So you are layering this person, so you're going to fill that in over the next coming weeks or months there. So each person gets written in one time on your tracking sheet. And then that's why also I keep these in my binder so that from month to month I can go back and go, okay, we finally got her follow-up held, and I can fill her in and see what's my next step with those women. So this is really important, and it is crucial to, like I said, start doing this now, and it really is going to help you because you'll see the layering process happen in front of your face. You'll see yourself walk that path with your women, and you'll see where maybe there's holes where, man, I'm never filling in the column for follow-ups. Let me talk to Jess. That means that I have not equipped you as you need to book follow-ups. Or maybe it's like, I'm not really ever having anybody as a guest at our events. Okay, how can I, Jess, equip you to do better, to learn how to ask, or whatever it may be. So remember, when there's a hole on the sheet, when something's not happening, that's a trigger for you to go, hey, Jess, I need a little more training on this. I don't think you've officially or sufficiently taught me, and that is my job. So definitely let me know, and you'll know as you have these sheets and they start to get filled in here, and they start getting filled in here, and they start getting filled in here and going across to the bottom. That is how you'll know you've done great work in Mary Kay. That's what we call full circle work. You have worked your business full circle. You've brought it all the way around. You're not leaving holes. You're not trying to do hit and run sales where you see people and get as much out of them at once, but you're actually building deep relationships. And if you want to build a solid, unstoppable business, even very slow and steady, fill this sheet up. Just fill this sheet up month after month, literally. If you fill them up and you fill them up a little bit more and fill them in across and don't leave a bunch of holes here, you will be successful. You can't not be. And, 7 years into my business, this sheet and filling this sheet up is still the key that moves my business forward. I am right with you guys. You are in the harder spot because you haven't done it before. But trust me, as you work each month to fill in this sheet a little bit more, to have less holes, to, fill it in appropriately for what you want from your business, you will grow and you will be successful. You can't not. And this is the sheet we look at each month so we can talk about and analyze, okay, what's the next step for you to grow? So that process of, as you put their name on the line, of filling in across with the follow-up and the career chat and the guest, that's what we call the layering process. And we're going to talk about that next week, actually, more in depth, what the layering process does. But you're just building depth with your customer and helping to deepen that friendship. So we'll talk about how it can provide some wins for you in your business. But at this point, we're going to transition from how you get to use these skills and these abilities to truly serve women. What actually does that do for your life? What are the wins available to you for building business, for building these skills, for filling in these sheets? How does it actually provide benefit for you? We know that we get to serve. We know that we get to provide a service to women. But let's talk now about some victories for you. So pull up the document that says Ways to Win All Consultants. Ways to Win, or Inspire Ways to Win All Consultants. And these things that we're going to talk about are victories you can have in your business all the time. And oh no, this is not the right sheet. Oh gosh, I hate that. Okay, so I don't have the right sheet for you, so we're just going to have to skip that and cover that next week. Darn it. I wish I had seen that. I try very hard. I'm just going to talk with you about them, and we'll catch that up, and I'll get that document to you. But if you can jot down a couple of things, there are some specific ways that you can win in your business. The first way is through serving women. If you serve women and invest in time with them, putting product on their face, that's a win. A, you get to serve, and B, you do get results and benefits for yourself. The second way to win is through profit. So if you're jotting this down, profiting for your family, actually having money come into your family is a win. Thirdly, selling. Of course, that's a victory. It means you've built a customer. It means you have actually caused her to feel like this product can better her life, can solve a problem for her, can be a great value, whatever it may be. That's a win. Fourth win is growing. Just simply becoming a little bit more confident, or a little bit more organized, or a little bit more on top of it. That is a win. And don't hesitate to claim those things. Honestly, I believe that the woman you become on the inside and the ways that you change and grow in how you live is half the point of Mary Kay. So growth is big. Next way to win is through multiplying. That is passing on your business to someone else. So it's a win just to share the opportunity with someone else, just to have a cup of coffee with her and pass the opportunity on. That's a win. And then even more so if they decide to join you and they become a part of your team. Now it's not just your business, but now it's all the customers she's going to touch. It's the blessings her family's going to receive. So that's why it's multiplying. It's going 1 times 2 times 4 times 8, and it becomes so much bigger than you ever could have imagined. And then the last way to win is through giving. If you have an opportunity to use your business, whether it's to serve women in some way, or to give financially, or give of your time, there are some really great opportunities that can be there for you when you get to give through your business. So those are 6 ways to win. And as you do those things, I want to know. I really, truly do. To me, my report card is the number of women that are turning in wins. if no one ever accomplishes anything, grows in any way, makes any money, serves anyone, then I'm wasting my time or I'm being ineffective. And so I love and I rejoice when you share your wins. So you can text me and things, but we also have a place on our website where you can submit your wins. And so that would be at jessmitchell.org. When you go to jessmitchell.org, click on the Ways to Win tab, and there's a spot where you just submit. What did you do? How did you win? That is so exciting for me. It's a victory for you to get to share it, and then we also get to share it with your sister consultants. And you never know when it could just be that hope that another woman needs to hear about. To believe, to keep going, to hold on. So please share those wins. And then there's 2 other wins that you can have as well. Besides those overall things, you can have a grand day. And a grand day is any time in which you have $100 in sales in one day. Or if you sell a miracle set or a Time-Wise repair set that day, which of course is $100 in sales, but it can be just general sales of all kinds of things for $100, or it can be selling a skincare set to a customer. Anytime you do that, turn that in. We want to hear about it. We want to know. And then the last way to win in your business is more of an internal thing, and it's called a mental bath. And when you get the document, this is detailed out on there. But a mental bath is a way of taking control of your head, which also helps you take control of your emotions in your business. And what it is BATH, BATH actually stands for an acronym. The B is, and this is something to do each day. So as you take on the day, you can decide any day of the week that you're going to do a mental bath. And that would mean that number 1, you get 1 booking that day. So you get a booking for an appointment or a guest or a listen for lip gloss, but you schedule an appointment with someone. That's a booking. The A stands for affirmation, and that is speaking truth over yourself during that day. And so it's just a statement that is true and that is positive and that is present tense. So saying something like, today I get to invest in women to breathe belief and life into them through my Mary Kay business. Or today I get to reach out and ask women to spend time with me for Mary Kay. Just speaking out some kind of affirmative statement versus, oh, I need to get a booking. Why do I always put it off? Instead of being negative, you're saying something affirming to yourself and something that's true and positive. And it's not lying to yourself like, my favorite thing to do of all time is to book. Like, no, but saying, today I choose to reach out to women because my family deserves it. That would be an affirmation. The T in the bath is a training. So it's listening to a Voxer message, it's watching a YouTube video, what you're doing right now, but somehow plugging into some kind of training that day is the T, and then H stands for hello. And that's checking in with me or your direct mentor in Mary Kay and just saying, hey, here's what's going on, or here's a question I have, or guess what? Just checking in is so crucial. And I will say as a Mary Kay mentor that I depend upon you guys to stay in touch with me. And while I want to be proactive and I want to invest time with you, I also want to know that you want that and that you're hungry for it. And the way I know is when you reach out, when you connect with me, when you share thoughts and questions and victories and challenges. And so please do reach out, say hello on a daily basis. It is never a bother. It is always a joy. So that's a mental bath. So any day that you choose to do the BATH, that's a win. And that is amazingly growing for you. And it will help you to stay in a good place in your business and in your head and your heart. So those are ways to win any day of the week in our family, and victories you can celebrate that are tangible and results for your work. And there are also some strategic victories that you can actually build up to, and things that you can plan out and strategize for and grow into. And so the one that we do the most is called a monthly goal setting. And so if you can pull up the monthly sales goal sheet that I sent you, I want to take a look at this, because most of you guys joined Mary Kay to do something financially. Like, there is some reason that you're here, and bringing extra money into your family would be a help. And all that we've got you up to now is to equip you to be able to go in and do a great job and have the most possible sales that you can without ever being heavy-handed or pushy or aggressive. But we can strategically plan out how to earn that money, how to make that happen. And this comes through the monthly sales goal tracking sheet. So if you would grab that, let's take a look at it. It says, I am saving for, and then it has goal. So you're going to put in the line, and typically this is a monthly goal. It might be a monthly goal that adds up to a bigger thing, but we really cannot work months at a time. You know, I'm not motivated for November right now. I'm thinking about April. And so the same for you guys. What is that month goal? And as you look at May, I would encourage you to go, okay, what tangible thing would I like to accomplish this month? And it can be as simple as taking your whole family out to dinner. It can be buying, new shoes for all the kids. It can be paying for a hotel for a family getaway. I mean, whatever it is that would be a difference maker for you, put that goal down. And then also, how much money is that? So how much money would it take to accomplish that goal? Write that down. And then the equation that will help you to figure out how much you need to sell for that is there in the middle of the page. It says, reach your goals with Mary Kay Money. Number 1, decide what your monthly goal is. Write it in the banner. Number 2, take the number you need in profit. So say it's $200 and divide it by 0.4. When you divide your profit amount by 0.4, that will tell you how much you need to sell this month to have that profit. And then that's where you can use the thermometer right there to fill in your sales little by little till you get to the top. And I would recommend that you make the goal thermometer the sales amount, because it's a lot easier to fill in and you don't have to do a bunch of math all the time. You can just say, I need to sell $400. And so every little bit you get to fill in that thermometer until you hit 400 or however much it is. But I'm so serious and convicted that this is important. Again, it's not the size that you set, but it's having something to show for the efforts that you invest in your business, and something that you can say you've accomplished, whether it's for your family or for yourself or whoever it may be. Don't hesitate. Don't hold back from going ahead and getting that done. So you've got your goal. You know the profit that it will take. Then you know how to figure out how much in sales it will be, but then we can go a step further. It's great to know, okay, I need to sell $400 a month, for example, but then how do you actually make that happen? Without making guarantees, I can give you an average. When you present our party in the way that we have taught you to, through the flip chart and all the resources, when you do the close individually with women and you share the specials, so when you follow what we're teaching you, your average per face should be around $100 a face. And that would be for women who are like working or married. So not necessarily college age. College age is usually going to be a little lower than that, but women who are out in the world with families and jobs and those kind of things, your average is going to be about $100 a face. So to break down how to strategize and strategically conquer that goal, $400 is going to be 4 solid faces. Then the next step is to simply decide, how do I want to do those faces? Do I want to do one party of 4 new women? Do I want to do 4 facials on my lunch hours once a week for a month? How do you want to break it down? Maybe when you see that, you go, oh my gosh, I could totally do more than that. And you increase it. Maybe whatever it may be, but that's the simplicity of it. $100 a face, that many faces, and then all you need to do is then insert that into your calendar. If you're going to hold one party of 4 women to earn that $400, to have $200 in your pocket, where are you going to do that party? And then I would encourage you to actually book 2, because most likely one's going to move or have to cancel. And so when you book those 2 appointments, you hold one, you've reached your goal. And that's as simple as Mary Kay is. That's as simple as it is. And then all we have to do, once we have the plan and we know the efforts that it will take to get there, is reach out. Reach out to women and ask them to meet with us. Ask them to test our product. Ask them to help. And everything builds from that. So the goal tracking sheet gives you a strategy. It gives you a plan. It helps you know how much you want to invest in your business this month. Once you plan it into your time, you start reaching out to women, you set up the appointments, and the rest is history. So I love this sheet, and I think it's so, so cool. And as you do that, as you do the ways to win with serving and with multiplying and profiting and selling, and as you accomplish your goals on this goal tracker, there's 2 other things that will be byproducts of it as wins as well. And so grab the active status sheet. I want to make sure to explain the active status, because when you are actively creating results in your business, whether it's 4 women in a month or 30 women in a month, when you're actively doing that work, there's some things that are just going to be a natural byproduct, but there may be a time where you are a little bit distracted. You're doing other things in life, and I want to explain how the active status privilege works right now up front in writing. So as you read this, at the top it says active status and earned discount privilege. How does the 50% thing work? This reminder can help you keep your active status current, so you do have active as much as possible. It keeps your business on the cutting edge, and it helps you take advantage of your earned discount, so you can order any last minute products and not be frustrated because you can't get your discount. So a couple definitions for you. Retail is what the customer pays. Retail is the full price listed in the catalog. Wholesale is what you pay as a consultant. It's the half price, the discounted price. So when we're talking about retail, we're talking about full price. When we're talking about wholesale, we're talking about consultant price. So the earned discount privilege works this way. I'm reading off this sheet. You receive a 50% discount on any Section 1 wholesale consultant order, when you order a minimum of $225 wholesale, which is $450 retail. I'm sorry, there's a typo. It's $450 retail. You'll continue to receive that 50% discount on any Section 1 product order as long as you remain active. So when you order $225 wholesale, which is $450 retail, that makes you active, and you'll continue to have that discount as long as you're considered active. So active status, the next paragraph, it says this month you place a minimum $225 wholesale order. The following 2 months after this month that you order, you're considered active. So if you order in April $225, that's A1, May is A2, June is A3, active 1, active 2, active 3. As long as you remain active, you have that earned discount, the 50% off, no matter what. The $225 wholesale can be accrued cumulatively as well when you're already active. So say in April, you place a $225 wholesale order, and then in May, as you're working towards your goal of, however much profit, you order and you hit $225 cumulatively through May. Now, because you hit $225 again, May becomes your active 1, June is active 2, July is A3. And so the process you can continue to scoot out your active status any month that you are cumulatively hitting $225 while you're active. So let's read in the middle of that paragraph. For example, should you already be active and take advantage of your earned discount privilege, and so you place a $125 wholesale order and a $100 wholesale order during the single month period, that now counts as $225 during the month. So now this is your new first month of active status, and you have 2 more months of active status no matter what. So then there's a few charts here to explain how that works, so you can see what's active, what's inactive, what starts me over, and hopefully this can really help. But again, I just want you to know up front how this active status works. It can be a little bit confusing for new consultants. It's not complicated, it's not tricky or sneaky. You just have to kind of wrap your head around, okay, so 225 is the magic number, and as long as you're active, you can order anything, any amount. And in that month when you're active, when you re-hit 225, boom, you just started over that 3-month period of active status. So it's a simple protection Mary Kay has to make sure women who come in are not just trying to stock up on their lipstick, but are actually sharing this product with the women in their lives. They're actually getting some education. They're actually doing something with it, because the intent was never to have a bunch of women just buying their, their fragrance half off. They really want women who are going to at least share this with the women in their lives. And so that's why there's an active status and the discount privilege. So you may have questions on this, let me know. But I will tell you, my office does watch this. And so if you're getting close to A3 status, if you are partway there and we realize, hey, with $25 more you can hit 225 for the month, you'll hear from my assistant. She will check in, Sherry, our virtual assistant. And so watch your emails or phone calls or texts, because if you see something from Sherry Wagner, she's probably notifying you about that so you don't miss out. All right, and then the last document for tonight is the Star Consultant document. And this is a fun win that is a byproduct of all the stuff we've been talking about and all the goals and the desires you have for your families. And so let's read this paragraph. The Star Consultant Program is a points reward system for Mary Kay consultants. Every time you place an order to Mary Kay or send a customer delivery service order, which is the way that you can have stuff shipped from Mary Kay to your customers, you get a point for every wholesale dollar you ordered. So remember, wholesale is how much you spent. So if you send an order to someone and it's $40 retail, you get 20 wholesale points for it. When you accumulate 1,800 points or more in 1 quarter, 1 3-month time, you're a Star Consultant. And that's super, super fun. So these quarters are set, and we're going to talk about that in just a second. But in that quarter, when you hit 1,800 points in the 3 months, that makes you a Star. And there is a bonus opportunity. If you'll read down there, you receive 600 bonus points for each qualified recruit during the quarter, as long as you are a Star that quarter as well. So team building adds you on 600 points at a time, which is kind of fun and can bump you up higher levels. So the contest periods, the quarters for Mary Kay, are December 16th to March 15th, March 16th to June 15th, June 16th to September 15th, and September 16th to December 15th. And so those are the quarters, and how to qualify is accumulate those 1,800 points during that time frame. Where to see your points. Mary Kay tallies those for you every few days, and so there's directions for how to see what your points are within the last couple of days so you can see how you're doing. You also get postcards from my office. We try to keep you up to date. We celebrate those who are on target at the month benchmarks through those 3 months. So there's a lot of ways to know how you're doing and to pay attention to that so you don't miss out. And then here's some fun opportunities that come from being a Star. Every time you're a Star, you get to choose a prize from Mary Kay that's shipped straight to you. I cannot count how many handbags I've received for being a Star, sunglasses, luggage sets. We got a floor mopping Roomba thing, lamps. There are so many fun prizes, and it can be things for you or things you want to give to someone else. Next, if you're on target to be a Star throughout the quarter, you either get a gift or you get to go out with me after our meeting if you live local, just to honor you and encourage you to keep going. You receive recognition at every Mary Kay event. Seriously, when you're a Star, every event you get recognition. You also get the star ladder pin and then a new number for every quarter. So it's this really cute pin that you wear on your Mary Kay stuff, and it tells everyone, oh, she's a star, she's good. The star consultants are the top 20% of our company. So they are a big deal, and they are successful women, and the company really, really makes a big deal out of you. And then last, earn star status each quarter of the seminar year, and you'll be invited to attend the 4-quarter star luncheon at seminar and get a special gift at the prize party at seminar, which this year we're going off site to a really fun restaurant, and they're going to have all kinds of goodies and fun and free food and all of that. And so the company really does take seriously the star consultants. They honor you, they appreciate you, and they tell you you are amazing. So it's a big deal. And those things, the star points and all of that, happen when you are committed to the goals that you have for your family, to those financial wins and victories that you're working towards. That's when star happens. So it is just a consistency that's steady and that builds to all the other things that you want in your business. And this is just a fun perk on top of it. So thank you for being with me tonight and for hanging in there. And next week, we're going to start wrapping things up with one avenue of our income and our business that we have not covered yet. And I'm really excited to share with you about it. So be sure to join me next week, and be sure to fit your voucher before we get back together.